I know this sounds tiny, but somebody watched the old highlight before I posted anything.
Wait, not your new story, the old highlight?
Yes, that is why I called you. It was the mug highlight from last semester, the one nobody opens unless they are digging.
Okay, slow down. Tell me the boring version first.
I make ceramics out of my dorm room in Boston. Tiny batches. Mugs, little trays, that kind of thing. Last night, I changed one highlight cover to say Midnight Blue because I was testing a glaze drop.
And you posted the drop?
No, that is the part. I did not post it yet. No feed post, no story, no reel. I only changed the cover and moved the highlight to the front.
And then?
At 1:31 a.m., profile visits jumped. Not huge, just enough to notice. Then the old mug highlight got a little cluster of rewatches. No like, no message, nothing public.
A little cluster is not a person. It could be normal traffic.
I know, I threw it out at first. I literally told myself, Maya, stop making a spreadsheet out of a feeling.
Good. That was the healthy thought.
Then today in the studio, Paige asks me, "Are you doing the Midnight Blue ones again?"
Had you told Paige?
No. And the words Midnight Blue were not in a caption. They were only on that old highlight cover.
That is more interesting. Still not a verdict.
You always say that like you are taking the knife away from my brain.
Because your brain is trying to turn one clue into a courtroom scene. We are not doing that.
Fine. So I tested it again, but not in a creepy way. I changed a different highlight cover to Clay Club Waitlist. I did not announce it, I just moved it to the front.
What time?
4:06 p.m., between classes. 10 minutes later, profile activity moved again. Then the same old highlight got rewatches, but the feed stayed quiet. No likes, no comments, no public sign that anybody cared.
That is the part people miss. They look for the loud thing, the like, the reply, the story view. Sometimes the root is quieter than that.
Exactly. And then Paige sends a voice memo saying, "If you open a Clay Club waitlist, I want first pick."
Okay, now we have a repeated route. Profile change, profile visit lift, old highlight activity. Then the phrase shows up in normal conversation.
So I was right?
You were right that a pattern repeated. You were not right to name a person from it.
That is annoying, but fair.
This is where people get weird with Instagram signals. They want the app to say, "It was this exact account." Instagram does not give you that. Safe tools should not pretend they can.
So what would Synapse AI actually do with this?
It would help organize the pattern. Profile visit signals, repeat visitor behavior, timestamp clusters, public engagement clues, things that happen around a profile change. It can help you see the root instead of staring at one lonely like count.
But it would not say, "Paige did it."
No. And if a tool promises that, I would not trust it. The safer read is, your profile changes are drawing quiet attention in a repeatable window. That is useful without turning it into an accusation.
The weird thing is, that actually calms me down.
Good, because the point is not to win a mystery. The point is to stop letting the mystery run your whole night.
So the move is not to message Paige and ask how she knew?
Please do not do that.
Okay.
The move is practical. If highlight changes keep driving attention, use that. Make the mug drop clear. Post the waitlist. Watch the pattern over time. But do not treat a signal like a confession.
And if the signal does not change what I do?
Then close the app. Seriously, if it only gives you anxiety and no better decision, it is not intelligence. It is noise wearing a hoodie.
That is rude to hoodies.
Hoodies will recover.
So the takeaway is, no like does not always mean no attention. But quiet attention is only useful when the pattern repeats and you keep the boundaries clean.
Exactly. Look at the root. Respect the limits. Do not invent a name. Search Google for Synapse AI Instagram if you want to understand your own IG profile signals.